Yeah?
I just don't want to get in trouble for it again.
You've gotten in trouble in the past. What happened?
I got in jail a couple times.
But you still do it?
Hell yeah.
You're now tuning into All in the Bag.
Start, from the origins, chronologically, just so that we can get some background. So, when you were a young G, what got you into graffiti? What was kind of like that, going on around in your environment at the time to get you started in like this whole crazy, subculture?
What first really got me into graffiti? So I grew up in Chicago. That's where I was born.
Chirac.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
I lived out there. Me and my parents, we lived at my grandma's house. And I would, ride my bike, to and fro from school.
Okay.
And I would see a bunch of trains go by. Chicago is one of the biggest train meccas in the United States. And I would, see graffiti on the trains.
Oh,
and I
okay.
was like, what the fuck? I was like, how the fuck do they do that?
Yeah.
And then I would, go home and, try to, replicate what I saw on the train.
Yeah.
Just, in my notepad.
Sure.
Just starting off with, Crayola markers and fucking...
Crayola fill-ins.
Pen and paper, yeah.
Yeah.
Just simply just trying to replicate it. I didn't even know it was graffiti or anything. I was just, replicating exactly what I saw because I found, an interest in it.
How old do you think you were when around that time?
I was probably 6 or 7, honestly.
Damn. Okay. Crayola marker fill-ins at 6 years old because of the train graffiti. That's what's up. What year do you think this was?
Shit, 99.
Okay. That's what's up, man. And so, how did you start learning about the subculture, and how did it evolve?
Well, it wasn't until I moved to Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
And, I grew up skateboarding, and some of the kids that I skated with, their brothers and shit were, writing graffiti.
Oh, gotcha.
And so I kind of got, reintroduced to it then, and I was, I had completely forgot about it. I was like, oh, that's dope or whatever. But then, when I got, reintroduced to it, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, this is what this is. That's fucking hella sick. And now, I see it everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very natural transition. Skateboarding and graffiti is, you start seeing tags on grip tape and shit like that, and you're like, oh, what's that?
Yeah, for sure. And still to this day, I feel like skateboarders and graffiti artists kind of look at the world in a whole different spectrum. You know what I mean? Skateboarders looking at spots and they're like, oh, that's grindable, or I could do 100%. That. And that's how I kind of took that same aspect in the visual form, from skateboarding into graffiti, where I was like, oh, look at that spot, look at this spot,
yeah, you
could climb up this way and do this type of style on it. It almost was my
so at a young age you were already plotting.
Calling. Yeah.
That's sick. That's fucking sick. SLC Punk.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
man.
classic,
I lived
right?
in Salt Lake for fucking a minute, so of course, that's a relic.
Yeah. I hear Utah has a pretty good scene.
Yeah. Shouts out to all the homies in Utah, the AF crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, really put me on back in the day. The homie Fuse, Animal, R.I.P.
Yeah.
The homie Trek. Scroll, R.I.P. Gore. I could go on forever, but
sure.
Those fools really were setting the bar high.
Yeah.
And then I met freight riders like Kerr, Sledge. All these people that I didn't know about at first because I was just figuring out what graffiti even was and how to view it in a certain light. And then I was came back to the train aspect of it, and I was like, damn, there's fools that have actually been writing for hell long, and then once you're in that stage, you're watching fucking piece by piece, Style Wars, all that. All the different graph documentaries, and I was like, oh damn, kind of got a knowledge of what was going on and what was
a lot of behind the scenes and stuff like that.
How to do it, how to fucking how to rock.
That's what's up, man. Fucking so were you initially, I mean, obviously trains was like the first thing that, really caught your eye. You started getting introduced into it. Was it like I want to start hitting streets first, or do I want to hit trains first, or just like a mixture of both?
Honestly, like I didn't even like really start painting trains until like way later in my graffiti career.
Oh, okay.
I was like focused on, well, like I first started out like, racking like dollar cans from Walmart.
Sure. Dollar silvers.
Like I had like no idea about like resto or anything. Like I was just like strictly on like dollar can hype.
Fire.
And that's like back when they had like dollar silvers, dollar golds, and you were like,
oh yeah. Yeah.
and the dollar silvers are actually like pretty fucking fire.
Oh hell yeah, dude. Listen, I know dollar silvers for sure, man. Those things cover, as you're painting, you could see the fucking cancerous flake flying in the air as you're painting it,
sure.
like, I mean, for sure, dollar silvers. And, like, I was super into, like, Osh paint, when Osh was around. And
Yeah, in Salt Lake, like we didn't even have Osh. It was
oh,
just,
shit.
Like,
Okay, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it was just Lowe's, Home Depot,
And Walmart.
and then Cuddy, some like Kmart's and Target and shit like sold paint too.
And little mom and pop hardware stores and shit like that.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't even like start fucking hitting trains. I was just like hitting like back alleys and like hitting like street spots and just like random shit. I was just like found this art form, like found graffiti and like kind of fell in love with just like getting up and just doing just the act of it.
Sure.
So I was just doing it fucking wherever, whenever, I got told not to like tag on churches or like schools and shit.
Right.
And that, I kind of like took that and ran with it. I was like, all right, I can't
Everything
tag on
else is
churches
open.
and schools. I was like, fuck, everything else is green light. Like,
yeah.
just get it.
Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. And did you gravitate more towards like catching tags or like, actually, doing like bubble letters, fill-ins, shit like that?
Yeah, first, tags, and then it's hella funny, like, back in the day, just coming up with style. Because, like, I, had, like, my older mentors, but, they were so fucking against, like, putting the homies on, like, putting, like, me and, like, my little homies on.
Oh, really? They're kind of gatekeeping?
Yeah, they're, like, hella gatekeeping shit. So I was like...
Yeah, that's a problem, man. I always kind of stress that, like, at least the older generation shouldn't do that anymore because... a lot of the shit that people complain nowadays could have been avoidable, and it's also a huge like contradiction because a lot of the older heads had OGs that like grew them up under their wing and put them on, and all of a sudden they're just like, oh, you fucking kids. And I'm like, yo, you were a fucking kid at one point too. Fuck out of here. But like, I feel you. All right. So you're dealing with the gatekeeping and the shit. They're not trying to tell you no style. So you just gotta like figure out your own thing.
It's hella funny. Like back in the day, I was, the first like little piece like bubble letter thing like I started to do was like on some like graffiticreator.com shit, like straight up.
I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. Like literally graffiticreator.com.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like I like typed in my name and just fucking ran with that. I was like, this is like my kind of like basis of style, and then I was like
very generic,
on Graffiti Creator, just fucking straight middle of the mall fucking style.
Yeah, that's fire.
And then like I started to dive into like magazines.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking 12-ounce Profit.
Sure.
Flickr. All sorts of like. I think this is even before like I even had access to a computer. Like we would just like gang up on like the homies.
Yep.
Moms like dial up shit and just fucking.
Whoever had like enough money to get a computer, you'd hang out at their shit and try to have like some message forums and stuff like that, or like
exactly.
At least I don't know with SLC, but like here, since people didn't have computers readily available, there was a huge internet cafe like thing. It was just scattered across the city. You'd go to these internet cafes and play like what is that shit? Counter-Strike before Call of Duty. That was like the first one, right? And so like we'd go there and then we'd like log into like 12-ounce Profit or like Live Journal, Zanga, like pre-MySpace shit, Yeah. So
I was like on that shit and then like started coming up with like my own styles and then you know, taking like influence from like the older homies, even though they didn't want to put me on. I was like, all right, like you don't want to put me on, I'm gonna fucking
Bite that.
figure this shit out myself. Like,
Yeah. I'm gonna look at your shit and figure it out anyways.
yeah.
That's sick. Was Gkode your first name, or
No, I had like a slew of names before,
Yeah.
way before Gkode.
do you care about talk about any of them?
Yeah, so like my first name was actually Jorn. It was like Journey without the EY.
Oh, so Jurn.
No, it was like JOURN.
Oh, okay. Fire.
Yeah, so that was like my first name, like completely meant fucking nothing.
Okay.
You know, just
yeah.
like
GraffitiCreator.com.
random bullshit. Yeah, straight graffiti creator.
All right.
And then I went to like, I started writing Vix, VIX,
Okay.
and then I wrote Vital
Oh, okay. Like with a T or D?
with a T,
Okay.
VITAL.
All
And I
right.
still like hella fuck with that name. I'm like, that name was probably one of the rawest names I had out of like the
Okay.
names that I wrote.
Should bring it back once in a while.
Damn near.
That's what's up. How did you get into it? So what, made you think of Gkode? Like, what was it, when you're plotting on like, a new name?
I don't even know. I was just like, I did like my research. I like looked up like Gkode graffiti. There was like nothing
Yeah,
to
nothing that you
ever
could find.
pop up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started writing Gkode in like shortly after high school. I think like 2012, like 2011, 2012 or something.
Okay.
And yeah, I was just like, well, I wrote like a name before that too, but I got like a crazy fucking indictment case in Salt Lake City.
Oh,
Like,
word.
they like try to indict all the fucking homies, and like,
Damn.
yeah, we got snitched on, and fucking, it was just all bad.
Yeah. It happens.
So I keep that name off the record.
Yeah, no worries.
But after that, I had to switch it up because like,
Sure.
and what's crazy about that like is this fucking this graffiti cop was he was setting this shit up for like 3 years, this investigation, and then
In Salt Lake City.
yeah, he was like trying to pin me and like the homie to like all these different spots, like
Damn.
spot after spot after spot. We were crushing like me and my like group of friends that like I was like really bombing with, like
Sure.
that were like going out every night, looking at spots, doing rollers, like doing the shit.
Yeah.
He was they were like documenting everything, what I mean?
Fuck.
Taking like Instagram shit, taking fucking pictures from the fool that snitched on us
Damn.
phone, like hella shit. And so I had to like deal with that for a bit, and then so I was laying low for a while.
And this was
And-
before you were 18?
This was like right when I was turning 18.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that it'd have been cool if it was right before, so all that shit falls off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I fucking wish.
Fuck.
This was like right when I was turning 18, so I was like kind of like in and out of fucking jail on some shit, like these
Yeah,
fools
word.
were like trying to like pin shit on me, and I had like mad warrants for my arrest. And what's funny is like the cops like came to my mom's house, and I was like downstairs like playing video games with my little brother at that time, and the cops were like, yo, we're looking for your son, can you like give us any information of where he's at?
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was just like, I don't know where he's at. Like, that fool's probably at work or something. Like, he doesn't
Gangster.
fucking live here. Like, I haven't seen him in days.
Mom's a real one.
And then my mom like closed the door on the cops and was just like came straight downstairs and was like,
Whooped your ass.
yeah, well, no, she was just like, because she knew what the fuck was going on.
Oh,
you know what
okay,
I mean?
word,
Like,
word.
my mom was like, actually, she was like, when I first started writing, like,
Yeah.
she was like pretty pissed because I was like, I was like very intuitive with graffiti. I was like trying to come up with different mops and hella shit. So I was like ruining furniture,
Oh, man. So you
ruining carpets. So she was like pissed at first.
So you had the laboratory down in the
Yeah,
basement.
yeah. I
You
had
were
the
like mixing
laboratory
it up.
fucking downstairs. Like the back of my dresser was like all like hit up with tags and fucking marker trials.
Let me
like,
check out the consistency of this ink on
yeah,
this.
damn near. Like I
That's
was like trying to
fire.
come up with anything and everything to like write with. And my mom like saw this passion, so she wasn't hating. She was like very supportive of it.
Oh, that's tight.
And she came downstairs after the cops left and was like, yo, we need to fucking get a lawyer. Like, these fools are, like, looking for you. You have a warrant. Like, you have a felony warrant for your arrest.
Damn.
And I
Time to
was like,
square
no
up.
fucking way. And then, you know, ended up getting a lawyer. The lawyer's like, yeah, you got to turn yourself in until, you know, we get the shit figured out.
Damn.
And, you know, I fucking turned myself in, went to jail, got out. And, like, right when I was, like, in the waiting room, these fools are like, another warrant just popped up for your arrest for graffiti. Because they were like,
While you were already in?
while I was already in, yeah, these fools were
Damn.
like fucking pressing charge after charge after charge, and like trying
Like,
to
we
get
got
them to
him.
all stick. Yeah, I was like, fuck this
Fuck.
fool, like, fucking bitch ass cop.
Yeah, fool had a hard on for you.
Yeah, he was fucking had a hard on for all of us. And then, you know, they're pressing these charges and they're, you know, trying to run with it.
Yeah.
But, you know, we didn't get caught at the scene of the crime. There was no incident report. There's no cameras. There was no fingerprints.
Oh, yeah, no evidence.
No,
Suck a dick.
yeah, no evidence or nothing. You
Yeah.
know, so I'm like telling my lawyer this. And this is like the, you know, like the second time that I'm like, all right, well, these fools say that they have a warrant for my arrest. I'm going to have to deal with it. And like I went to jail, got out like my mom like bailed me out. Like I was like, you know, fucking working at like Foot Locker making like
Yeah.
$8 an hour or some shit.
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean? Like I didn't have fucking shit for bread at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah,
you know,
for
like,
sure. I mean, if you're working
fucking-
a mall job.
Yeah, working a mall job. My fucking mom bailed me out and got out. And like I was like telling my lawyer all this. I was like, you know, this is what's happening. I was like, these fools have no evidence at all. You know what I mean? And they're
Yeah.
like trying to charge me for like freeway signs for all this shit. Like,
Yeah.
and like to replace a freeway sign was like 70 grand. So they're like,
Whoa.
yeah, they're like trying to charge me for all this and like restitution and all this bullshit. And I'm like,
You know the
fool, I
bullshit.
was like,
The
I was
bullshit
like-
about that is that there's no way in hell that that sign actually cost 70 racks.
yeah.
Wow.
So what's funny about that too is like I went to fucking the Department of Transportation, you know, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I emailed them and I was like, hey, I was like, when's the last time that you guys replaced this freeway sign?
You're a gangster.
Straight up, I was like, when's the last time you guys replaced this freeway sign?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, the last time we did that was like 94, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, I was like, it's like fucking 20 years later. I was like, that ain't gonna fucking stick. I was like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then so I brought that up to my lawyer, and then he was like, well, I'm going to use that in court. So then like the next time we went to court, they're like, you know, he's like,
Damn, so you're just building up ammo for yourself
Yeah,
to
I
like
was
get
like-
scot free.
I was like, and then my lawyer straight was like, these fools have no fucking evidence, no fucking witnesses at the scene of the crime, no cameras, no fingerprints.
So it's
And
solely
the
just
last-
because
and the
that full
last time-
snitch.
Yeah, and the last time that they changed the billboard was fucking, or
20
the last
years
time they
ago,
changed
yeah.
the freeway sign was fucking 20 years ago. So he's like, if anything, they have like, if you could even pin the crime to my, you know, client, like they're gonna charge him for cleaning the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you know, I like fought it for fucking years. You know, they were trying to like gain as much intel as they could, and you know, ended up fighting that shit for years. And then eventually they just fucking dropped it, and then this fool fucking lost this graffiti investigator or fucking whatever lost his job because none of the fucking charges stuck on none of my
Yeah, 'cause he
none-
spent
me or
tons
none
of,
my
like,
homies.
funding
yeah,
and
he's like spending
shit.
like government money and shit. Like the fuck outta here.
Damn.
none of that shit stuck. Some of my homies were like getting fucking the whole book thrown at them, like 50, 60 fucking felony charges. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
so you know they ended up having to take plea deals for some of the shit.
Wow.
So that's like the only shit that really
So
stuck.
after everything, nothing stuck on you?
Yeah, but nothing stuck on me, so I fucking beat that shit completely. you know what I mean?
Fire.
And like that whole time, you know, I'm like writing this word and like trying to keep it cutty, and I'm like still tagging on like trains because I'm like, I'm gonna stay out of the streets just for a second, you know, while all this
Right,
shit's
right.
going on.
Trains go. They leave. They're not sticking around.
So then, that's actually like when I started like really getting into trains was like when I was like on this like probationary period, you know, from like bombing the streets.
Right.
Because this fucking investigator was just like tacking everything that he could. And then, you know, I'm like writing the same word and like my like name is like linked to the word, and I'm like, what? Like, I need to like figure out like another name. Fool. I was like, getting all like hella wicked with my styles, like you couldn't really read it and shit. But I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, I need to like switch something up. So it took me a while, and I was like, going through random names, and then I started writing Gkode.
Damn. All right. Did you ever? I don't know why I thought about this, but did you ever watch that show on MTV back in the day, Gkode?
No. I didn't even know there was a fucking MTV show.
Yeah, there was an MTV show. It's so funny because like the generations have changed nowadays, and this could never fly in today's.
What was it, like Gkode or some shit?
Yeah, it was literally, that's it. It was
I think I actually like did see.
Yeah, and it was all about Gkode. You can't do this.
Yeah,
you can't do this.
Yeah.
You know what? It actually might have been called Gkode. It's not Gkode, but I always known Gkode is the guy's code, right? Keep it G. So yeah, actually, now that you say guy's code, that actually could be. I could be completely wrong, but I thought I'd about to ask you if you ever saw that show. It was hella stupid. I think maybe a season or two. I don't even think I watched all of them, but.
Yeah, just like some fucking misogynistic, like.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, guys can do this. Guys can't do that. Shit would never fly nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so all right, so.
Yeah, so I started writing Gkode because I was like, that name just sounds dope,
that.
And then I was like, keeping it G. I was like,
keeping it G.
Abiding by like the Gkode, gangster code, like holding solid.
Yeah, that's solid.
Like, being a solid person, I've always been fucking solid, like
keeping it 100.
Yeah, do your homework and shit. You know, like fucking motherfuckers know.
I feel it. Okay. So, how long did you do Gkode, or how long have you been here in the Bay Area?
And then I've been in the Bay for about like 8-9 years now.
Okay, yeah. Because I was gonna say, like, I've definitely been seeing your shit for quite some time. What made you come to the Bay?
First it was like. I knew a few people out here, like the first time, like I came out to the Bay, I was like visiting and just bombing,
Oh, okay. So just on like some travel hype, you're like, I just want to go paint the Bay.
Yeah, and then I like linked up with Smokey, and, we were like kicking it, and I was like telling him, I was like, I think I want to move out there, like last time I was out there, I was like, I just fucking had so much fun, and I was like, it's so free. And
probably
like,
completely different vibe from SLC, right?
Yeah, like SLC, I was like, I just felt like kind of trapped, and like everybody was just like on the same shit, and it was just like this revolving door of just like bullshit. So I was like,
yeah,
I just need to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
fuck this shit.
All right.
And I couldn't stand the fucking winter, bro. Like, I fucking hate the cold,
bro. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I can only do the Bay Area weather. I can't do hot. I can't do cold.
Yeah.
I'm such a bitch when it comes to, like, I was just in Modesto a couple weeks ago. I was 107, and I was just like, yo, I fucking hate it here.
Yeah. So you're like in Salt Lake, you get like both. It's like
really
in this. Yeah, because it's like a desert.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
City,
Yeah.
So it's like
fuck
hella fucking hot in the summer, and then when winter comes, well, that's what's cool about like Salt Lake is you get 4 seasons,
Yeah.
So it's like you get summer, winter, fall, and spring.
Yeah.
But like that summer is fucking hella hot, and then winter is hella fucking cold.
Yeah.
Like it's like snowing crazy.
Fucking blizzards and shit.
Like you're like damn near stuck in the house for like months.
Damn.
And I was like skating too, like I grew up skating. So you can't
skate
and I was
in the
like,
winter.
Yeah, I was like skating all the fucking time and like bombing hills and fucking doing the shit. So then when I came out to the city, when I actually moved to San Francisco first.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, kind of moved out here for like skating too. I was like,
oh yeah. I mean, it's such
moved
a rich...
out here skating, and I was like, the fucking skate culture in the Bay is huge, especially in the city. So I was like, I want to go out there and like skate. And like the first like year or so, I was like out here, like I was just skating. Like I was like catching tags and shit, but I was like literally just focused on like skating. And then like I had known some chick that moved from Salt Lake to the San Francisco too. So I was like, I got with her, and I was like, staying at her. Yeah, I was doing the thing. I was like bouncing around.
Yeah. That's
So I was
what's
like
up.
staying with her, staying with the homies, you know, like bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, I feel it.
And then, you know, I just like, you know, fell in love with it all over again.
That's fucking tight. How you know, and if we're skipping way ahead, but like, you know, how did BTR come around? How'd you start hanging out with those guys and like, you know, getting involved and start rocking that? It's a pretty dope ass fucking crew.
Yeah. See, like I had known about BTR from Icon, like,
Okay.
because he had come through to Salt Lake, like
All right.
way back in the day, at this shop called Uprock.
Yeah, definitely know Uprock.
And you know, shouts out to Uprock. Those are the homies. Always had mad love, you know, for everybody at Uprock. And you know, I remember back in the day they had like this at their downtown location. They had like this fat Icon piece, and I was like, damn, like this fool's like
Crazy
hella
good.
sick. I was
Yeah.
like, that shit is like what I want to be. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know, so I got like the kind of like taste of it, and I was like, damn, like, you know, BTR is cool.
That was the plateau. You're like, oh, that's the goal. You're like, I want to get
Yeah.
as good as that. These guys are fucking it.
You know, and then, you know, I always looked up to Bayer. You know, I never thought like I would like link up with these fools or like even paint with them or anything. You know, I was just like kind of on my own shit, but I was like, you know, these fools are sick, like
Yeah.
yada yada yada. And then I came out here. I was bombing for a while, you know, just doing my own thing.
You know, were you before BTR? Were you repping any other crews?
I was repping like a couple other crews, but you know, kind of like fell off, and
Sure.
I felt like our like vision wasn't aligning. You know,
Gotcha.
Like, you know, some of these fools just want to like just hang out and like, you know, get drunk in a park and fucking, you know, take mushrooms and shit. I was like, I'm fucking a graffiti writer. Like, I'm trying to get out here, smash, like do some
yeah.
shit. You know what I mean?
I know
Like,
the type.
I'm trying to fucking actually do this shit. You know?
Right. Fuck talking about it. Let's be about
like,
it.
No, I've never been like a half-ass person, you know. So I'm like, you know, I'm like in this shit. You know, I was like, this is something I like really care about. So I'm not gonna like
So when you commit
pretend
something,
like
you're
it's
like
like a
100%.
fucking hobby or some shit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like graffiti is my fucking life. You know what I mean? Like I fucking went to jail for this shit. I've ruined relationships. I've gained relationships. Like I've done hella shit for this shit. Like why am I gonna treat it like a hobby when it's like my whole life? You know?
Yeah, I ain't slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah. So.
That's what's up.
You know, and with that being said, I was like just, you know, staying true to just bombing and just, you know, getting up. And then I had ran into Nope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Nope is actually like, you know, one of my best friends, you know, to
Okay.
this day.
Yeah, cool dude.
And
I
you
bumped
know,
into
this is
him.
like right after he got in BTR,
Oh, okay.
because he was always a WD
Gotcha.
and 28 crew.
All right.
And it was like literally right after that, you know, he, you know, we were kicking it, bombing, you know, doing the shit.
Sure.
And then I think it was maybe like a year or something after, like we were like bombing together. You know, like I had met Jeans and I had met Bayer, and you know, these fools asked me to get down, and I was like, no fucking way. You know, like, you know, we just started like kicking it all the time, and then
Yeah.
you know, one thing led to the next. They asked me to be in VTR, and you know, I couldn't say no. I was like, these are my homies. You know, I'm like kicking it with these fools like all the fucking time.
Yeah, they're your
now.
boys. But then it also goes back to like, you know, back then when you saw Icon stuff and you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I fucking rock with this. Now I'm hanging out with them.
Yeah, major shouts out to Icon, RIP.
Damn.
You know, and that kind of just like got me on like the right trajectory. You know, I was like,
Sure.
you know, BTR is fucking dope. You know, I want to be represented around dope people that are all like minded. You
Yeah.
know, and that all like take the shit serious. And I felt like BTR was like, you know, BTR has a good reputation, and I wanted to like, you know, join that and kind of, you know, put in my 2 cents. You know what I mean? Like start doing shit how I want to do it.
Yeah. No, that's sick, dude. And like, you know, I mean, just you, Nope, and Bear's body of work and consistency is just like, I mean, who doesn't know? Obviously, the three of you guys, but like, you know, those two guys with their like creative vision and yours is a really good combination for just pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting to see what you guys constantly put out.
Yeah, and it's dope too. Like I was always doing art. I was always into art, you know.
Okay.
And I never like really thought about like combining the two, like art and graffiti. You know, I was like graffiti is like tagging and, you know, burners and shit. You know?
Sure.
But then like once I got in BTR, I was like, damn, you know, like I can combine like my artistic skill with like my graffiti skill.
So you're doing art outside of graffiti, just on some separate
like,
shit?
I've been doing art for hella long, you know, like
That's what's up.
even since I was like a kid before the graffiti shit, you know.
Okay.
You know, and I never really thought about combining the two until like, you know, I got influence from like those around me that were doing the shit. You know, they're like putting their art and their graffiti together and creating like masterpieces, you know.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, no, for sure. There was actually one while back, Nope did a burner where like every single letter was a video game.
Yeah, I painted
logo.
I painted that with, or painted right next to him.
Yeah,
when he painted that burner.
Dude, that one spoke to me just because, you know, like I'm 37, and so like a lot of those were very nostalgic. And so he did the BTR as the Game Genie logo.
Yeah,
bro, that shit blew my mind. I was like, yeah, that fool's sick. And I was saying earlier, I bumped into him. I was really excited to, like, because we were going into Dog's Alley. And actually, we just came out of painting Dog's Alley. We were already done. And he was going in. And I was just like, yo, what do you write? And he's just like, Nope. And I'm like, oh, bro, that Game Genie. And he just laughed. He's like, that's what's up. And then later on, I messaged him and I was like, hey, it was really nice bumping into you. And he like sent me what he painted. I sent him what I painted, and it was just like really cool, just really good vibes. And it was just like, dude, that dude's tight.
Yeah, that fool is literally one of my best friends. You know, don't piss him off. Me and that fool have literally like beat more fools up than fucking.
Oh well, I'm glad that he was really nice to me then.
Anybody I know, like me, it's hella funny because like, you know, I feel like I've like mellowed out a lot, like especially in this last couple of years. But like,
okay,
when me and Nope first met each other, like we were like.
You guys a little bit more high.
Literally like two peas in a pod. We were just like beating fools up, smoking fucking weed, taking Molly, and just like going. You know, I was like drinking hella crazy at the time. You know, and I would just like have a bad temper. You know, if like you said one thing wrong, like I'd be on your fucking ass. Damn. Or if you said anything to my homie, like I would be on your fucking ass double time. Like,
yeah.
It's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like me and that fool and fucking Bear have like. Legitimately beat so many motherfuckers up, like just on some.
Oh, I've heard
on some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, it's actually funny is I'm not to be like really political, but like, you know, I've spoken about this in previous podcasts. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not like, I never portray to be one of those dudes at all. And so I try to keep the podcast positive and like, you know, always try to give advice to the youth and whatever. But when I posted your, you know, user submitted questions, everyone was like, hey, ask him if he beat this fool's ass, or what's up with this fool checking this fool. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's like all these dudes just being like, what happened with this? You know, a bunch of fucking chismosos just trying to like figure out.
Well, let the rumors, I'll clear up the rumors right now. Ain't nobody ever checked me.
Yeah,
That's fucking right off the bat. And if you want to check me, fucking, you need to check your motherfucking self first.
Yeah. Slide in the DMs, you know what I'm saying? Catch these hands.
Yep, motherfucker, you know what's up. Like,
yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna ask that. You know, we'll talk about more positive things, but
we'll keep it positive over here.
But it's funny the reputation, obviously, that your name already holds, and you know, obviously, you know, it's just graffiti is obviously because no one really knows everyone. It's all rumors, it's all hearsay. Everyone's this and that, but you know, there's obviously also, you know, what you see and shit like that, and, you know, so and so was there, and then, you know, kind of phone call game, right? But by the time it gets to someone, you know, it's like it's something completely different and shit.
Oh,
and so,
yeah, for sure, I know how it is.
Yeah, so, but that is funny that you say that because it's just like, yep, and you, at one point that was probably gonna come up, but that's what's up, man. Yeah, you know, so you're beating the shit out of people with Nope, getting in and hanging out in the Bay Area and burning the entire time.
Yeah, and then it was funny, like, you know, me and Nope are just like two peas in a pod. Like,
yeah,
we're both Geminis, and I feel like we kind of like clicked hella good, like
Both
that
Geminis. I love that, dude.
yeah, that fool's birthday's like a couple days after mine, so it's just like,
Oh, so that party's
right
many then.
right off the bat, it was just like fucking that's my dog right there. Like, I'm gonna ride for this fool.
Not me, the little sweet Pisces over here, and hanging out with the many Gemini. That's fire. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's that sounds like a perfect formula for a lot of fucking crazy shit to happen.
Yeah.
Word was so now you've been in the Bay now almost 10 years and shit like that. What do you think as far as like, graffiti here in the Bay Area, obviously the history of it, how has it influenced you, to push yourself, obviously, other than the influences have you gotten from your homies from BTR?
I feel like graffiti out here in the Bay Area is fucking, monumental, historical, to say the least,
Sick.
Like, I feel like when I moved out here, I didn't really have like a concept for like funk letters and like, all sorts of shit. I was just like doing like kind of more wild style burners, and then,
Sure.
kind of like, took that Bay Area funk and kind of like mixed it up a little bit, and I was like doing funk letters, doing like wild fill-ins, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, just like trying new shit out. And I feel like the Bay Area is like the best like testing ground. You can just, it's a lot more like lawless out here, so you can kind of like get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
And put those ideas that you have like onto the streets. I'm not really much of a sketcher. Like,
So you
even in my
freestyle a lot
black
of
book,
shit?
yeah.
Oh,
Even
sick.
in my black books and shit, it's just like random, just like fucking chicken scratch shit, and then half filled in shit. Like, I would never like really finish it like in a black book.
So do you just do like a little bass line just to get somewhat of an idea, and then
Just
you're
do like
like
a little bass line, or like,
like-
I get picture, like piece it together in my head, and I'm like, oh damn, like the G coming that way would look dope, or like, the K coming like out like this, and then
yeah. It's crazy. I will say, man, I mean, my boy Sopa, he lives in Oakland, and so I visit him all the time, and he's always like, yo, check the new Gkode, and he'll always send me pictures of your shit, and it's really cool seeing, and I've talked about this in previous podcasts, people with stamp lick, right? It's the same sketch over and over and over and over, and like, I'm guilty of it too, for sure, but it's just gnarly seeing how many different styles you do.
yeah.
I mean, you really are like a well-versed writer in many ways. I've seen you do funk. I've seen you do crazy, aggressive, fucking connector spike, like, shit. And then I've seen you do just some sick, like, not even funk, like San Francisco graffiti funk. I'm talking about like 70s funk fonts. And I'm just like, damn, like, all right, dude, just, whatever you're in the mood for that day, right?
Yeah, and it's like I take inspiration from fucking everything, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll look at a fucking box of cereal and I'll be like, damn, the Captain Crunch, like the fucking 3D on that shit, like the transition is hella dope, you know what I mean? And like go out and like fucking paint like a little
That's hilarious.
burner that has like the same 3D effect, or you know what I mean? Like it doesn't even matter, fucking look at whatever and kind of just gain some sort of like inspiration from it,
Yeah. No, that's I totally hear you. That's hilarious that you say that, because I just was looking at a Captain Crunch cereal the other day, and I was like, the 3D comes from all over different places.
Oh, yeah.
It's like literally like one letter's down left, one letter's, up right, and they're just like coming out of places, but then they got the light, the blue, and the white fade in the letters. And I'm like, dude, this is kind of many. There's like really no structure to it, but it's also just the Captain Crunch font. It's like very, it's font style, but the 3D is main. I totally hear you when you just pay attention to it. So are you into typography? Because I was going to say, I noticed, like I really love a lot of that like old school, old English tags that you do, with like a chisel tip and shit like that.
Yeah,
that shit's really cool to see.
Yeah, I got into like typography and, doing more like sign lettering shit too. Like,
Okay.
I got into that, like, honestly, like, on, like, a side note from graffiti, and then I was just like, I could just combine the two, like,
Yeah.
do, like, some fonts, do, some old English shit. And, what really pushed that was, like, my homie Fuse from Salt Lake in AF Crew. Like, this fool's, like, really good at like typography and calligraphy.
Okay.
And then my homie Skylar is actually like one of the best sign painters,
Oh, really?
honestly, that I've ever seen.
Oh,
Like,
shit. I'd
this
love
full
for you
shit
to
is-
send me something because, like I said,
Yeah.
I sign paint, so like I'm always constantly trying to absorb as much as I can and being inspired by others.
Yeah, and if you're hearing this, Skylar, shout out Letter Queen. Fucking legend.
Yeah. That's sick, man. Yeah, sign painting's tight. You know, there's a lot of, it's really cool seeing a lot of like graffiti writers kind of evolving into sign painting and seeing how the blend of both, because right, sign painting and graffiti is it's letters, so it's like seeing the influences and styles of like that traditional sign painting with just a little graffiti flair, and then going back on the opposite, seeing their graffiti with just a little bit of sign painting flair. It's that beautiful fucking cross fusion that just looks so sick.
Oh, yeah. And, like, you know, I feel like one of the, you know, major influence I had with that was Nope, you know, like his big, bold letters, you know, with, like, the sick 3D and,
Yeah.
you know, the dimensions and shit. I'm like, damn, like, that shit looks fucking sick. Like, it looks like it's popping off the page. Like, that's the shit I want to do, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I kind of, like, I'm taking influence from every single aspect of my life, you know, whether that be from my homies or from sign painters or whatever, you know. I'm just combining that all and kind of just doing what I like to see.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So what are, with, I mean, obviously other than your friends, what keeps you motivated with painting? Like, what is it that, like, you know, is that driving force deep inside you that you're like, yo, I got to get out tonight and I really got to knock some shit out?
You know, because I just love it. You know, it's like, you know, once it just brings you back to, like, that first time that you caught a tag and you're just like, damn, this feels fucking sick, you know.
So you get that same excitement that you got when you were like, you know, 6 years old looking at
Oh, yeah,
graffiti
for sure.
on trains. To this day, you're like, yep, I'm still rocking that shit.
And it's like, I don't even, like, I know a lot of writers are, like, egotistical. They're like, I fucking run shit. I fucking do this and that.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, you want to have, like, sort of an ego, but at the same time, it's like, I hate, like, the whole egotistical shit
Sure.
that comes with it.
Right.
But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to see your name everywhere.
Right.
You know, it's like some, like, sadistic shit where you're just like, yeah, fucking, I want to see my shit everywhere on every block or in the dopest spot.
I feel like that's normal. I mean, that's like a huge part of graffiti, right? That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Get your name up as much as possible, but
And then
it's cool
like,
that you go about it in a humble way.
Yeah, and then my brain is like always like racing like a million miles an hour. I'm like thinking of like different styles and different shit that I can do on spots. I'm like, oh damn, I could like do this on this spot. I could do this on this spot, or I could do like a roller that's like crazy with like little webs coming out and it's like slime effect. And
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, fucking, how long do some of those rollers take you, dude? Because I see some that I'm just like, you know, I've only attempted a few rollers ever in my life, and it's like squares, and that's it, just straight block letters. But then I see you doing, I mean, like full on curvature, you know, and like funk style letters and shit, but
Yeah,
also
see,
skinny. I'm in tall places on roofs, and I'm just like, how?
I feel like I've just gotten like pretty good at doing rollers, you know?
Yeah,
Over the time, I'm like, I could pretty much
just pull off whatever you
pull
want.
off whatever with the roller.
My bad,
you
G.
know? Like, not even like that. You know?
No, I'm
It's
just
like,
talking shit. That's what's up. No, that's sick. I mean, you have more than enough practice time. I mean, I totally understand what you're
I'd be
saying.
fucking cranking them out though.
Yeah. So there's one actually I saw the other day. I'm trying to think where it's at. It's in Oakland. It's on a red brick wall. It's yellow fill, black outline. Trying to think.
Oh, it's on Telegraph.
I think it is actually. It was First Fridays there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How long did that take you?
That honestly took me a while because it was it's funny, like the fucking story about that night. That shit was hella fucking funny.
Please, I'd love to hear it.
So I'm like climbing up the roof, right? And there's like this shit. There's like a little like party going on. Like I don't know what the fuck's going on, but there's like
Okay.
people coming in and out. And so like I time it like perfectly where I'm like, all right, no one's coming out. Like I can just like sneak up on the fucking roof. And like as I'm like on top of the roof, like all these fucking hood ass fools come out and they're like, bro, what the fuck are you doing up there? And I was like, yo, I was like, I'm chilling, I'm just painting right now. Like, it's cool, bro. Like, you don't gotta fucking start no funk. Like,
Chill,
I was just
homie.
like, I'm just painting. It's not even on your building or nothing.
Yeah.
And
They let it slide?
these fools let it slide. And then like,
Sick.
while I'm like up on the roof, I'm like hanging on for dear life. You know, like right before I'm like about to like get on top of the roof, I'm like hanging on like. And this fool's all like, let me get your Instagram, bro. He's like, I want my shop painted. He's like, yeah, like hollering at me, like, do some business and shit. And I'm like, fool, like, let me get up on this roof. I was like, fucking goddamn.
You're hella
dude.
hanging off the roof.
Yeah,
Dude. Hey,
I
what's
was
up,
like-
dog? Hook it up.
I had a fucking backpack on, like, full of my roller shit. And it's like hella heavy, like, all
Yeah,
those
yeah,
fucking
for
buckets.
sure.
And I'm just like, dude, like, this is not the fucking time to, like.
Yeah, let's talk about this later.
I was like, I got you. I was like, just take my Instagram. I was like, it's fucking Gkode. Like.
That's hilarious.
And then like he got my Instagram and I just like hopped up on the roof and then it's hella funny, like as I'm painting it, like I just hear like this DJ like put him up, you know, just like hyping up the crowd and shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, then take your fucking clothes off, take your fucking clothes. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And like I like peeped through like the little window right there and it's like some after hours strip club and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this
So it's just
shit.
titties and ass
Yeah,
everywhere.
it was
You're
just
here doing
titties
a
and
roll
ass
around.
everywhere. This fool's all fucking telling these bitches to take their clothes off and shit. I was like, this shit is fucking sick, bro. I was like, hell yeah.
That's a good fucking night.
And then I was just painting that shit until like the fucking sun came up. Like I didn't even think about how hard it would be to paint like a fucking roller tag.
Yeah.
And that shit took me fucking forever, honestly.
I was going to
Like,
say, yeah, because that one's really intricate.
yeah, that's like one of the rollers that actually like
You're hella proud
took
of?
me. Oh, it's cool. Like,
I think it's tight, bro. It's compared to what people normally do. Like, you know?
yeah, it like I like it. Like I fuck with it. Like I think it's dope.
Sure.
But my like original sketch of it was like, you know, a complete replica of my hand style.
Oh,
when
okay.
when I did it, it just like came out like a little not exactly like my hand style. You know,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
I'm just being like, you know, over self-critical. But
Yeah, I was going to say, you're your biggest critic, so you're always
Yeah,
going to
I
hate
was
on your
like-
shit more than anyone
I
else.
was like, fuck, like I kind of like fucked that up. But then I was like thinking about it, I was like, oh, that shit's cool. Like nobody's really gonna even fucking notice.
No, I didn't. I fucking, like I said, I went to First Fridays and was kicking it with my lady. You know, we're having some wings and shit from this little Creole truck, and I look up and I was like, oh, I know that shit took forever.
Yeah. And I think the hardest part was like, it's on like a tan wall.
Is it tan?
Yeah, it's tan. It's a tan wall.
Okay.
And I was using like a yellow
Yeah, yeah.
and like in the
Sorry,
dark.
my rabbit's going hella mania right now.
That's all good. In the dark, it's like I couldn't fucking see. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't see like the tan on the yellow. Like the contrast was just like.
So you do your fill first, then your outline after when you're doing a roller, like a 2-piece like that.
You know, I go back and forth. Sometimes I do the outline first and then do the fill in.
I gotcha.
Sometimes I'll do the fill in first and then do the outline. But
Yeah.
I think this time I chose to do. I think I switched it up too. I was like doing the fill in, and then I was like, "This shit is too hard. I can't see."
Yeah.
And then I started doing the whole outline, and then
And then came in to cut it back with the
did the
yellow.
outline 3D, and then came
Sure.
back in with the yellow.
Okay. That's pretty tight ass fucking story, man. Fucking titties and rollers.
Yeah, it was dope. I was like smoking blunts on top of the roof and fucking watching a strip show. I think that's why it took so long. Like,
So you take little breaks and shit, and just
yeah,
kind of
I
watch
take
what was
little
going
breaks.
on.
I was like, you know, because you could like hear it like hyping up, and I was like, oh, now it's like super lit. So I like
Yeah,
peep
yeah.
in real quick and just be like, oh shit.
Let's see who's fucking twerking right now. That's fire, man. That's a pretty fucking fun night, I would say. So overall, how many hours do you think you did on that roller?
I probably started at like 1, and then I ended at like 6 or 7 in the morning. Like I had like a video on my phone that was like, you know, the sun's out, and I'm like, you know, just getting done.
Yeah. Just touching up the last little bits.
So it was probably like 6 in the morning or some shit.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
It had been like a couple years.
I was gonna say, yeah, this shit's still running. I mean, I just flicked it, like, couldn't have been more than like a month ago or some shit like that.
Yeah, I have it like on my Instagram. I posted it.
That's what's up. Fuck. So 21. Yeah, he got 2 years. That's
Yeah, for
chilling.
2 years. I don't
That's
think they're gonna buff that anytime soon. So
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the beautiful thing about Oakland. Really, it's like shit like that. That's hard to reach is not really getting fucking buffed. It's really just if the X-Man for some reason has a hard on for you.
yeah.
There you go. Was it 21?
It says 22, but I think I might have just like backdated it and posted it.
Word.
A little bit after I did it.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, I was like taking a break on posting a lot of graffiti because I was, doing those zines.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I actually should have brought a zine over for you.
Oh, I appreciate it. I mean, now that we made the connection, hopefully we can paint some time. Or
Yeah, link up and do something.
I got mad tunnels.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're like a big tunnel person.
I've been getting more into these like kickback and take your time spots.
You're right.
Because I have like hell of ideas in my head that are like not feasible for like street side burners or like.
Really? Dude, I see you see
rooftops
some
and
mangy shit on the street, dude. Like,
Well, sometimes like this shit just takes like, especially like painting like these like super detailed pieces.
yeah, when you and Bear do these crazy ass things with
Fucking
like
forever.
fucking chains and all kinds of crazy shit, I'm like, fucking A. And it's like street side. I'm like, how the fuck are y'all doing that? Like, you guys got to be ducking or like laying down or some shit like that every like fucking 15-20 minutes by like some tweakers riding by at like 3 a.m. or whatever, or like, or just no fucks given. You're just like, fuck it. Like, people are riding by and you're just going.
Yeah, we're kind of just fucking going for it,
Yeah, all right. I feel it. That's what's up, man. Fucking. Yeah.
Like, a lot of the time, like, people, like, won't even... Because I feel like, like I said earlier, like, fucking... This shit is lawless, especially, like, in Oakland. Like, you can just fucking paint shit broad daylight. Like, fools don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, no, they don't. It's actually kind of tight, man, because, like, I'm not a hot boy. I'm not one, like, I never front about anything. So, like, for me, I usually only bomb internationally when I travel, because I'm like, well, whatever, it's like, I'm fucking gonna leave here, I'm only there for a couple weeks at a time, and I do get my rocks off on knowing that, like, I bombed somewhere internationally, but then I'm like, I don't really want to shit where I eat because, I'm trying to start a business and, like, trying to be legitimate, and if you do enough research, you can fucking find me.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. I'm not, one to, like, be super secretive or whatever. Anyways, it's one of those things too, right? So then, like my boy Odom, he'll hit me and be like, "Quit being a bitch. Come on, come out Oakland." And I'm like, "All right, fuck it." And I've gone out with him, and then I'm like, "Yo, this is ridiculous. It's like a fucking playground, just fucking catching multiple trains, track sides, bombing." And I'm like, "All right, dude, it's fucking like 1 a.m. I'm tired. We like started at 9. I'm like, I'm gonna be fucking lame and go to sleep now." But it is crazy how fucking easy it is in Oakland in some spots, and just people just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's great. It's truly fun.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, fuck, dude. You can pull off those great things. You can be hanging off of a roof, and someone wants you to paint their shop.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Never in my fucking life have I been anywhere like painting something and somebody like literally offers you like some business deal. They're like, "Come fucking paint my shop." Like, hell yeah.
Sick, dude.
Usually it's like, "Get the fuck off there," or else I'm calling the cops.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
or like, it's either one or the other. Like, either they're gonna call the cops, they're hella hyped on you, or they're gonna fucking trip on you hella crazy.
Yeah.
Potentially even bring guns out. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, like, some of those, dicier parts and shit. Gezer was on the podcast telling me that he was getting shot at with hydro while they were catching fill-ins on a roll down. You ever been in some many situation like that?
oh hell yeah.
Yep.
getting fucking shot at all the goddamn time. This shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yep. I feel that. Ducking and dodging bullets. It's not the funnest thing to do. Any really crazy times where, you know, shit got a little too close for comfort?
Yeah, it's actually hella funny. I was like bombing with the homie Jason and Pine.
Okay.
And we're like out on East Oakland, and we're just like hitting this like little lot behind this fence, right off International. It's like in the 80s or some shit, like in the 70s or 80s.
Okay.
And we're like painting, and you know, I'm just like about to finish up. I think I'm like pretty much done, and we're just like waiting on Jason. And then this fool like comes straight to the fence, and the fence is like probably like 15, 20 feet away. And he's like, "What the fuck are y'all doing painting back there?" He's like, "This is my boy's shop, yada yada yada."
Oh, fuck.
And we're all like, "Fuck that fool, like what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like,
We already got it.
yeah, we already got it. Like, we're not fucking worried about your shit. And I was like, "Fool, like fucking people are tagging this shit all the fucking time.
Yeah,
People are tagging right down the fucking street all the goddamn time." I was like, "What are you fucking worried about?" I was like, "It's honestly none of your business." I was like, "If anything, this is your homie shop." So I was like,
Yeah, let him worry
"Tell your
about it,
fucking
not
homie
you.
to come over here, like, fuck off." And then this fool just like bust out the pistol, fucking starts blamming it at us, bang, bang, bang. And then I hear just like pink, 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 like on the fucking right on like the gutter above the roof, you know, like right above our fucking heads, you know. And I was just like, "Oh shit." I was like, take off. And then like we like run into like this little like back like dead end little lot thing,
Yeah.
and we're like chilling back there for a second, and then I like peep my head out, and there's just a fucking cop right there, and he's like flashing his light into this lot like where we were at. And then,
Sure.
like, you know, luckily we were like blocked off by like a building, so like he couldn't see exactly where we were at,
Yeah.
you know. So I was just like watching him, and it was kind of like that cat and mouse situation.
Fuck.
And then you know, this fool fucking, the cop like hops the fence, and then we
Oh,
just all
shit.
start fucking booking it. And then like,
Did he see
right-
y'all or
no, he didn't.
Oh,
He didn't
okay.
see us, but he was like hopping the fence to like see what was up with the spot, because I bet like he just got a. He probably like heard the shots and was like right there.
I was gonna
you know
say,
what I
because
mean?
Oakland police doesn't fucking show up for calls, bro. Like,
Yeah.
they'll
that
take
fool
45
that
minutes.
fool was
to know.
probably just like right
Down the street.
right down the street.
Wow.
So like he pulled up, that other fool like dipped off.
Sure.
And so the cop was just like looking around, and then, you know, I'm like in between like this building, and then like there's like a fence, and then houses, like the backyards of houses, like right next to us.
Uh-huh.
And legitimately, like there's like, you know, 6 or 7 houses in like this little alleyway almost. And almost every fucking single one had like some crazy ass fucking dog in it. Like
they're
I'm
all
like
just
peeping
barking
over,
at
and
you
it's just like
and
woo,
shit.
woo, 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 woo. Peep over the next fence, woo, 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 woo. And then like I found one fucking fence that didn't have a dog behind it, and I just like kicked through the wooden fence, boom, boom, like kicked 2 little panels down,
Yeah, just enough for
and
you
then
to
just
get
like
by.
hopped through. My God, we like fucking ran hella fast, like through that little hole, and then just like popped over the yard and just fucking dipped out, circled back, had to come back to the car, and then we were out from there. And then like right after that, we just like got some tacos and went bombing again. But it was fucking nuts though. And I was like, holy shit, like we almost got shot and we almost got caught. Like,
Dude, yeah. A little double whammy.
that'd fucking suck, dude.
I mean, I know those tacos were fire.
Yeah, the tacos were great. I was like, this is
East Oakland tacos after getting chased and shot at. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
that's for sure. You know, it's when you become extremely grateful for the simpler things in life.
oh yeah, those tacos taste so much sweeter without a fucking bullet in you.
Oh, fucking hey, man. That's what's up, dude. Fucking, yeah. I mean, you know, when you fuck around,
Yeah.
you find out.
The more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Yeah, definitely. So it's been about a decade that you've been here in the Bay Area. Who were some of the people that when like you first came into the scene? I know you said you kind of linked up with Smokey. What were some of the people that you saw that you really like inspired you that you had not been around in SLC that you're like, the first time you're seeing their shit and you're like, whoa, this is sick?
Honestly, Swerve, when I first came out here, fucking Swerve had shit crushed.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. I thought it was like
3 people.
I thought he was like paying people to fucking goddamn get his shit up. Like,
Yeah.
that fool had so much shit everywhere.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. I'm excited for him to get out. He's getting out in like a year.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
free Swerve.
Yep. I've actually been talking a lot with him. He calls me often now. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say often, but like, you know, every few weeks he'll give me a call after we did the podcast, and he'll just check in with me and shit. And it's been really nice, you know, getting to know him on a personal level, not just like, oh, hey, let me interview, you know, graffiti.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's like in a program right now, and he's like, hopefully, he's like, yeah, I'll be out in about a year and shit. We gotta link up on the other side. I'm like, yeah, say less, dude. Hit me up.
Yeah, last time I was chopping up with him a little bit with Zaps.
Okay.
They had him on speaker and shit, and I was
Sick.
just like, what up, fool? Like, fucking, you know, free you. Fucking get out soon, you know, get back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be really interesting. I'd love to see what styles he's gonna come out with, because, you know, he was saying that he's like really been pushing himself and shit as far as like style wise, trying to get into it.
And then Goofy, major legend, fucking looked up to Goofy for years before I even moved out to the Bay. But when I moved out here, you know,
BTH.
just like, yeah, BTH.
Yeah.
Elms, one of my good friends, you know. And then like I met Elms a while ago. We have like the same few friends in Salt Lake.
Okay.
You know, I met him, and then he like introduced me to Goofy. You know, and I was like hella hyped. I was like, damn. I was like, for real? I was like, this was fucking hella sick. I was like, you know, especially like being like a climber and like climbing hella shit. I was like, this fool's fucking.
Dude, yeah, the rappel gear.
Yeah, this fool's got shit locked down. I was like, that's what's up, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, what's that one? I think it's like 580. It's a little BTH. Just a tiny little old English BTH that's like been chilling there for like years. And every time I'm passing, I'm like, bro, I would shit myself. I'm not good with heights.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now that they just like repainted all like the underpasses in the city. I remember talking to Goofy, and he was like telling me, he was like, next time like you're driving like in the city, right before the Mariposa exit, he's like, look up at the rafters. And he's like, I did that one when I was like 17 years old.
Wow.
You know? And I was like, holy shit, like fucking that shit is so goddamn high to like fucking climb all the way up there and catch just a tag, you know. And it was just like, you know, instances like that where I was like, damn, like that's what really counts, you know, just catching like a tag and like hella good spots. You know, it doesn't even have to be a burner. It could just be a fucking super dope tag, or even just a regular just hand style, you know what I mean? I was like, that's dope, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, location, right? But I mean, definitely, it doesn't have to be insane. And like, if you're up, you're up. And especially, you know, it's like when you think about it strategically, that little tag, someone might not be like, oh, that's really worth me going up there and trying to clean that shit up.
Yeah.
But, you know, you did that shit when you was 17 and shit's still running. Like, that's fucking tight. You know, years and years and years of that fucking people passing by and looking at it and shit and be like, fuck, he got up there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else had shit on Smack. Zamar.
Oh, yeah.
Zamar had shit crushed.
Dude, that kid's so cool. I've known him for a while, actually. And he just recently became BTR, right? Like, not, like, super recent, but, like...
Yeah, so, like, when I became BTR, you know, me and Zamar are really, really good friends. And, you know, I was like, where I go, you go, you know what I mean? Like, we're brothers, so, you know, I was like, put Zamar on.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. Yeah, when the ghost yard, or the ghost ship burnt down, you know... I texted him instantly, and I was like, please tell me you're okay. Please tell me you're okay. And he's like, man, I'm on vacation right now visiting my family. I'm not even there. And I'm like, thank fucking God, bro. It's like, it was such a tragedy. you know, when that shit happened. And, you know, I knew he was living there for a minute. I've known that fool for a cool minute. It's actually funny. This is so random, but like Zamar obviously has done his little squid thing for like years. Oh, you know what? Because I haven't been able to get in contact with him, but now I'm gonna bug you about it. I have a newspaper of an article. I gotta find it. I think I know where it's at, but it's Zamar, and it's his little squid, and they did a whole article on how he's been destroying San Francisco, and that they compare him to like BNE or Bennett back in like the early days and shit. And I was just like, I gotta have him sign this. It's so sick, you know. But when he first started doing the squid, this is like 10 plus years now. I was doing the stupid octopus. and there's a guy out in like the Marin Headlands who was doing another octopus, and the creature was doing, I think, a squid too. And I told him, I was like, the four of us should all start rocking like a little tentacle crew. And we were all down, and I was just like, sick, we should all like do these crazy underwater like cephalopod productions and shit, and everyone was hella down. And then that shit hella faded immediately, but like it was just like a stupid funny idea at the time. And like
too good.
Yeah, it's, you know, when you're just like fucking on some dumb shit and you see people doing other things, and I don't know, I was really into this stupid fucking octopus character and shit. I don't know why I even got into it, but I was just like, no, fuck this. And then I just got into letters and I just kept pushing with that. But that's just funny. I haven't thought about that until you mentioned Zamar. I actually just flicked you guys across the street from the Soma Street Park, or Soma Skate Park. You and him have I think it's a silver fill-in red outline.
Oh yeah.
I just flicked it like maybe a month ago. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else next to you guys, because I feel like you did all the way to the right, he went all the way to the left. I'm trying to remember if there's something in the middle. My memory is shit, you know. I mean, years of drugs, ADHD.
Oh no, I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like literally, it took you like bringing that up to be like, oh shit, like I actually remember that. Like
I did do that. Yeah. Well, I mean, also, you know, let's keep it real, dude. The amount of frequency that you're up and shit. I mean, it's, you know, I can think about shit because I'm like, man, I only paint like twice a month. You know, you're over here fucking probably out every other night. So, frequency wise and shit like that. I mean, if I'm having a hard time remembering my shit, I can't imagine you. But yeah, I remember that, and I flicked it. Actually, someone had put like a palette right in front of your piece. And I was like, I'm going to remove it. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know, for composition-wise, it just looks so sick that there's a palette, like, on top of your piece. But you could still see your letters coming out behind it. And I was, like, really pumped off the flick on some random shit.
Yeah, I honestly love that color combo, too. Silver and red.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's, like, not used that much, you know?
Yeah. You know, with the... I'm trying to remember. Did you do a yellow border on it? But silver and red with a yellow border always pops super hard. Yeah. I actually saw someone the other day do a silver fill red outline with black dusted into 3D, and that shit banged. I was like, wow, I'm stealing that.
Give me some ideas.
Yeah, we're going to see if I can Gkode silver fill red outline black 3D. Coming to a street near you.
Yeah, for real.
All right, so here, I want to, because I know you are limited in time.
That's all right. I just pushed it back a little bit, so
okay,
we can keep on rocking.
Okay, bet. Well, I mean, we can touch base on some of the user submitted questions that are not about beating people's asses. I mean, I am gonna ask you off mic. Let's see here. Isaiah 32 says favorite shoes.
Damn. You know, I feel like I was like a sneakerhead at one time, and I've kind of like phased out a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
I'm gonna say, what are you rocking now?
No, I got Birkenstocks on right now. I'm getting into my old man phase.
I feel it. There's nothing wrong with that, dude. I mean, I got Vans, but I specifically got the one with like the cushion.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like not the regular ones, because I'm flat-footed, so I need like arch support, and there's like, you know, not like their version of Dr. Scholl's or whatever. These are mad comfy. I got Hoka's, bro. That's the real man.
Hoka's are the fucking move for sure.
Yeah, they're fucking clouds.
I'd say Nike Air Max TNs.
Oh, okay.
Are probably like one of my favorite shoes.
Fire.
Honestly.
Fire. Let's see here. I don't even know what this is. Two people asked. Well, the one that I don't know what this is, but Pro Dam Goosia said gain muscles or gain Iggers. IGers?
I'd say gain muscles.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's just say
to be
that.
honest, I wasn't even really trying to ask that. I was just like, what the fuck is that? Now that I'm reading it for the first time. But two people asked, what are your favorite markers?
My favorite markers.
Dab One and Ninkin Fox.
I would say I love a good mean streak.
Okay. Like the actual Sharpie one, Mean Streak?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember just like fucking racking those things by like the boatload from fucking Office Depot.
Yeah.
Staples, all that shit.
Uh-huh.
So
All right.
I feel like it's more like a nostalgic thing. Like I literally have like one mean streak that's like still like when they started locking them up like in like the little
Okay.
security cases. Like I have one that's just like in a security
In a security
yeah,
case?
in a
That's so
security
fire.
case
Just
that I
one for the collection?
have in my house, and it's just fucking hanging there. I'm like, this shit is fucking sick.
That's pretty cool to have on display.
But mean streaks is probably one of the best. I like pilots too, so
Yeah. Lately I've been really obsessed with like the silver pilots. That's
yeah.
my shit. Trippy Main James says, what influences you to do the cyber digital alien style you always rocking with?
You know, I fucking am a nerd, honestly. Like, I fucking love sci-fi shit. I love science,
Yeah, sick.
mechanics, any type of shit like that. I love robots. So, you know, and I was like drawing that shit, you know, before. So then,
You into anime at all?
yeah, of course, I fucking love anime.
Yeah. I'll say like, because if you like robots and shit, like anyone that's into like Evangelion or Gundam or like Robotech, you know.
Yeah, so I grew up like watching Gundam, fucking, and also like on some like Dragon Ball Z shit, Samurai Champloo.
Oh, you got me fucked up, dude. Samurai Champloo is my shit, dude.
Yeah.
I actually, when I was in Japan in March, I picked up oh boy who did the soundtrack for Samurai Champloo, his first album on vinyl.
No way.
Yeah, fucking.
Damn, that's fucking legendary.
God, why am I blanking on his fuck? That's one thing, dude. I always feel so stupid in the middle of a podcast because I'll forget something, even though I know it so well, and then later on I'll be like, "Yeah, dumbass, it was this guy," but I'm hella blanking on his fucking name. Whatever, it'll come to me. Anyways, regardless, Samurai Champloo, there's a famous fucking hip hop producer, DJ, and he did the soundtrack for Samurai Champloo, and it's fucking awesome. And his first album was out in vinyl at the Shibuya Tower Records, and I came up on it, and I'm pretty fucking pumped to have that in my collection.
Hell yeah, that's sick as fuck.
Let's see here. Bart Bike Rack says, what are some of your favorite new writers in the Bay Area?
I don't know. I feel like new writers have kind of like digressed. Like I don't really like any like new writers, honestly. I know that sounds like hella old of me, but like
No, it's all good, man.
fucking fools need to like
Step your
watch
game
some
up.
goddamn documentaries or some shit. Like fuck, goddamn, dude, I'm tired of the same old fucking toy ass shit.
I feel it. Hey, man, you know, I'm
like,
old as
there's like a history of graffiti, and to just like de-evolve, it's like such a shame to like everything that people have like worked so hard for, you know.
I completely agree with you. I don't know if you saw the anti-style meme that I posted a couple weeks ago, but
Is it like that?
he's like,
one,
oh my
like-
god, what the fuck is going on with these guys or whatever. He's like freaking out. What's his name? Tim or Tom or whatever. The guy that's like, you know, fucking in all the memes right now. That's like super popular.
Yeah. And it's like I honestly like fuck with more anti-style shit than I do like these toys that are like trying to like emulate graffiti bombing that are just like getting up everywhere. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the anti-style like takes some like thought, even though it doesn't look like it. You're like
Okay.
thinking of shit you could like put in there. You know what I mean? Like some of my good friends like do anti-style shit where I'm like, damn, like that shit is hella dope, and it's not like on some like crazy technique graffiti shit. You know, it's like they're just having fun. You know what I mean? And like doing shit that's like that I think is dope. It's like actually like art. You know?
Okay.
But there is some anti-style shit where I'm just like, this shit is like doesn't even make sense. It's kind of whack, but you know. But I'd honestly rather see like a bunch of. I feel like Oakland kind of went through that stage where there was like a bunch of like anti-style writers.
Yeah.
Getting up, and now there's just like a bunch of toys that are doing it.
Yeah, I feel it, and it's crazy too because Oakland is like, you know, the well, I wouldn't say the origins, but like, you know, Oakland, man, it's fucking dream TDK, like, you know, it's so much style.
Yeah, it's
out of Oakland.
History of styles.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Ask Paul McCartney asked, what are the key components of ultimate swag?
Fucking listen to Lil B and fucking.
No, bass god.
Bass god.
Oh, that's hilarious. Some of these you've actually already touched base, like what got you into writing, what'd you pick Gkode, how'd you got your name. How do you feel about getting love on Instagram from people who were previously hating on you? That's
I think it's hella funny.
Bustolium.
I think it's hella funny.
Really?
Yeah. I just laugh at it. Because you know what I mean? Like, I remember shit. You know what I mean? Like, especially, like, on some hater shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all these fucking fools that are, like, hating, and now they want to, like, dick ride. I'm like, you fools should have just, like, kept your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, now you look
know what
stupid.
I mean? When I moved out here.
Yeah.
You wanted to fucking hate on this, hate on that. Now you're just like, damn, this fool's fucking raw. This fool's sick. Like, save it, motherfucker. I don't give a shit.
That's what's up, man. What's worse, a top rock or a side buster?
Oh, they're both. God damn.
Fuck both of them.
I'd honestly rather have someone fucking side bust me, though,
than top rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
I fucking hate how these toys, like, get ladders and they think, like, every spot's just to fucking go. They're
yeah.
Like, oh, there's, like, room right above that Gkode. Like, let me fucking go up there and just fucking fit right in. Like, now the photographers can't even get, like, a decent picture without having my shit in there. Like, fool. I fucking hate that shit so much.
Let's see here. No, that's all that funk shit.
Let's see it.
Look, I'll show it to you, but you know.
That's hella funny.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you about that later, but you know, this is my favorite one right here.
It wasn't on IG Live, but yes, that happened. That did happen.
Word. Yeah, fucking few people asked about it. Let's see here. Rewolf, always a constant supporter of this podcast, and I actually just saw her the other day. She's fucking awesome. What makes your crew take shit to the next level? What inspires this?
You know, just I feel like nobody in my crew is like on some run of the mill shit. You know what I mean? Like nobody's on some middle of the mall shit. Like we're all dope ass artists, and we just happen to do graffiti too. You know what I mean? Like, and we want to push the envelope, you know, of like what's possible. You know, I don't want to like look at the same old like stock fucking piece over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like that shit is hella boring to me.
I hear that.
And it's like a lack of like ingenuity, you know. Like when you can actually like do some shit and put a little spin to it, you know. I think that's like what really matters is putting some flair to it, making shit.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Making shit dope.
Let's see here. What was I just about to ask you? Fucking. I'm gonna cut all this Let's see here. Oh, Ice Cold Beer Baby says, how did you get the opportunity to work with Snack Skateboards?
Oh, those are the homies.
Oh, so it's pretty easy, pretty organic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually got, spoiler alert, I got some more shit coming.
Ooh. Keep an eye out for that.
Yep, keep an eye out for that. I'm really hyped on this one. And it's like, you know, combining my own art. Because, like, you know, I'm a self-taught graphic designer. So I was, like, doing design
sick.
work. And, you know, I started to do more than just that. And this next collab with Snack is something I'm, like, super hyped and super proud of. Because, you know, taking some of the art that I've been working on, and it's combining that with the graphics that I did.
Okay. So it's going to be like a new spin, a new flair.
Yeah.
That's tight.
And it's like hyping me up to do some more shit with what I'm doing, you know.
That's sick. That's sick. And you think a lot of that is eventually flow into your graffiti?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I feel like it's kind of like pushing, you know, my graffiti into like another
Realm.
Yeah, like another aspect.
Sick. Yeah, I'd love to see some of that, man. I mean, that's graphic design is a lot of fun. And it's just like, it's a whole nother world of like learning layers and keystrokes and, you know, fucking building and learning mathematical equations through programs. And it helps you in so many different ways, graffiti wise. But also because graphic design is so mathematical on a program, your graffiti knowledge will shine and break in and make things different from what other people are doing. And I think it's really exciting to see both of those. I mean, if it wasn't for graphic design, I mean, I would not know how to do 3D.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I've seen it mathematically and I'm like, all right, this is how it goes. But then like on some other shit though, like I'll be able to do whatever color combos or, you know, try this and that, or like color spectrum and wheel and you know, change like the saturations and hues. And I'm like, fuck, I didn't even think about this color scheme, you know, sure. Like that's something that's helped me.
I fuck with the whole graphic design, you know, Illustrator, fucking Photoshop.
Yeah.
Even down to like Procreate, you know what I mean? Like Procreate's fucking hella sick. I think that's like,
dude, yeah,
legitimately
I'm all about it.
Like one of the best apps.
And like,
it's cheap as fuck. It's like $10 for
ever.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. I you know, it's funny is I've been a screen printer for, you know, over a decade, and I've grown up on Photoshop and Illustrator my entire life, and it wasn't until I started in this screen shop where they were using Corel Draw. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, not for hella long though.
Bro, yeah, exactly. Like Corel Draw is like ass backwards, and so when I was like, bro, there's no way in hell, and then as I started learning more about the print industry, it's like very industry standard, where I'm like talking to all these print shops and they're like, yeah, well, just set us a .cdr, and I'm like, you use Corel Draw? Like you're a huge company to be using fucking. I'm like, can I send you a PSD? And they're like, well, can you just like turn it into a PDF so that we can make it work with Corel? I'm like, what the this is like on some nerd shit. This is like extremely niche. I mean, there's like a bunch of writers that are listening to this and they're like, what the fuck is he talking about?
No, it's all clicking in my head.
Yeah, that's all that matters. I mean, fuck. Everything else is all beef.
Damn, let's see.
It's just, you know, shout out my boy Torch. He's like, my Toxicize wants me to have you ask him about this and, you know, this beef. And, you know, good times.
I fucking love
that. Oh, God, it's so good. And it's so funny because, you know, it's like one of those things that I really do believe in positivity. Oh, here, let me ask you this then, because everyone else wants to know about whose ass you beat and who you checked and this and that. What is positive advice that you could give to the youth, something that you've learned throughout the years and shit like that, anything that you'd like to shed light to be like, hey, man, you know, regardless of me being the shit out of a bunch of these people and checking them, this is something that you should focus on.
Just focus on doing you, man. Like,
yeah.
At the end of the day,
pretty simple.
Yep. Just focus on doing you. if fools don't like it, and fucking tell them to suck a dick. That's pretty much all I got. For
Yeah.
that. Like,
All right. Word.
that's how I've been my whole life. Like, fucking, I was doing what I was doing. Fucking fool didn't like it. Fools didn't like it.
Yeah.
Told them to suck a dick. They
You just
didn't
get to
like. They
push
didn't
it.
like that. They got beat up. Like, fucking found out the hard way. Shit.
Word. That's sound advice. Sick, man. Yeah, I mean, other than that, the only other question I really have is, last meal.
Oof. Well, I used to be a chef, so that's gonna be real hard.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I worked in the restaurant industry for like, over a decade now.
As just like a sous chef?
I worked all the way up.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's sick, dude. So you cook a lot at home, or are you hella burnt out on it?
I cook a lot at home.
Yeah.
I feel like when I kind of ventured out of cooking, because I moved on to another profession now.
Okay.
But when I like ventured out of cooking for a job, I was like, I don't really give a fuck about cooking at home.
Mm.
And I started to like eat out a lot more, and then I was like eating out and like spending hella money, and I was like, this food isn't even like that good, I was like,
Compared
I
to
could, like,
what you can
literally
do.
make some shit that's like way fucking better.
Yeah.
So I start, cooking at home like a lot more, and now I just cook at home all the time.
Yeah.
I'll occasionally like, go out, try new restaurants, and
Sure.
do the whole thing. But
What do you gravitate towards style wise? Like, what's your like favorite style of food?
I mean, I love Asian food. I love soul food.
Yeah.
I feel like growing up, in an African American household, and I got some Latino background too. So
Okay.
growing up, mofongo, Puerto Rican food.
Mofongo, man. Now yeah, you got me there. That's some fucking good food right there, because you get this combination of the plátano, but you get like the saltiness. It's like you got the fucking pork rind. It's depending on who what region or whatever, and how you make it. But mofongo is like, damn.
Yeah,
now
that
you got me
shit's
thinking
top
about
tier.
that shit. I'm right there with you, bro. Mofongo's on some real shit. If you've never heard about it, you guys got to try it. That's
Yeah, but
any place
also,
you could recommend mofongo at.
I honestly just like make it at home.
Word. Well, I mean, you're a chef. For the simpletons.
There is a good ass place. What the fuck is it called? It's like on the Haight Street. I can't remember.
On hate.
On
Okay.
Haight, yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, any Google search Puerto Rican on hate. I'm sure you could fucking.
Yeah, it's like right across the street from the Whole Foods over there.
Okay.
I'm like spacing on the name right now.
It's
but
all good. Like I said earlier, you're in a podcast setting. You're talking and shit. And
that place is hella good though.
okay. I'm gonna check it out, and then I'll text you later and be like, "Is it this spot?" Word.
But
Okay.
yeah, like growing up, in like an African American household too,
Yeah.
fucking soul food is
Yeah.
the truth.
Yep. Yeah. Soul food is fucking fire, man. Fucking
So,
my girl now is Japanese, but the longest relationship I had was like 7 years, and it was a black girl, and so I'd eat fucking soul food all the time at the family's house, and let me tell you, I've been blessed to try some good fucking seasoning.
yeah. So if I had to pin one last meal, like I don't even know if I could do that. Like,
That's hard, actually. Kind of talking to a
that's
chef
so
now.
goddamn hard, and I'm like, fuck.
It's
dude.
funny because it's like I've started asking this to graffiti writers at the end of the podcast, just because it's food is everything. It's something that we can all come together on.
Yeah, for sure. It's universal,
Exactly, but it's
Food, music,
it's
art.
yeah, for sure. Oh, let me ask you that. So, like, what kind of music are you into?
I like all sorts of music.
Yeah,
All over.
I
the
love your
board.
shirt, man. It's like it
Oh,
reminds
yeah,
me
the
of
homie.
fucking Juvenile's 400 Degrees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up on that kind of shit. The fucking 504 boys and diamond crusted fucking letters and shit.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
guessing that's Bear, right?
Shouts out to the Bay Area
Ye-
Butcher.
Yep,
Got the Bay Area Butcher tee on right now.
with the Bearettes.
Yeah, the shit's fire.
It is actually really nice. Is that DTG?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Print Gang. dude.
Yeah, it was funny how I was like literally over this fool's house, like watching him like put everything together on Photoshop and just like shouting out like different bullshit he should just like put on the.
Dude, I'm dying at the rolled up $100 bill with the coke and a fucking diamond butt plug.
Yeah, the diamond butt plug and the fucking meth pipe and shit. Like, shit's fucking.
Oh man, that's all right. Word.
You got like
gotta
a little
ask it.
Merchandise security alarm right here. Like,
Yeah, all
fucking
right.
sick.
You gotta ask him if he's got an extra large, because now I want one. That's fucking great. I mean, it's actually done really well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that.
I'm like really jealous.
Shit is flawless.
Yeah, it's pretty good, dude. I mean, honestly, but Bear is definitely like a different kind of human.
Yeah, that fool's mad talented.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's
not even only on like some like graffiti shit. Like that fool's like insanely knowledgeable and hella good at pretty much whatever he puts his mind to. You know.
I agree. Yeah, completely not graffiti, but like I went to a show and I forget what it was called, but I think it was like a group show, and he did an installment of a card reader getting fucked with a card.
Yeah.
And I forget what the dude. I was like, yo, that's fucking creative. That's like not even on some graffiti shit. That's just like some straight like off the wall installment. I think the card reader said like "fuck me" or some shit like that.
Yeah,
And it was just like
insert pull out.
yeah, and it was just had a little motor, and it was just fucking it with the card in and out. And I was just like, that's next level shit, because that's something that I would not think about at like a collective graffiti art show. You know, I was really like blown away. I was like, all right, word. It was actually, you know, shout out Torch again, because that was brought up earlier, but we were joking about a UGS spell out, and he was saying that he wanted to rack a bunch of cameras and then like hyper cement them to the wall, and the spell out be under government surveillance.
Oh, that's good.
And just with hella fucking like cameras pointed at the piece and shit to like trip people out from like possibly painting it. But I mean, obviously they'd just be like broken cameras. But I was just like, yeah, you're fucking manny. But you know, when you do it, let me know. I'll help you fill in.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. What's the original BTR? The original meaning.
It was actually 3 people.
Oh, okay.
So Reason, Bayer, and this other fool that's hella whack, but his name starts with a T.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Non-mentionable.
Yeah, non-mentionable. He's not in BTR, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking toy boy.
So the 3 of them started it, and they were just...
Yeah, so the 3 of them started it. And then after that, you know, anything you can imagine. That's BTR, Born to Rule.
Yeah.
Beating toys relentlessly.
Fire.
Born to Wreck.
Yeah.
Big time rockers.
Sick. That's cool. Because, you know, graffiti crews or whatever, depending on obviously the era that they're created, there's always some sort of meaning or this and that. It's pretty cool to hear that a cruise originated on the 3 members.
Yeah.
And it just stands for them. I mean, in my, you know, 20 years, I guess now. Yeah, because I got into graffiti in 03, so now it's 2023. So in my 20 years of being into graffiti, I've never heard of someone doing that. So that's cool. That's tight.
That's cool. Yeah, shouts out to everybody in BTR.
Yeah, I mean, anything else you want to add on? Anything you can think of that you want to talk about, or?
I mean, unless you got more questions, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I'm down to sit here for a little bit longer and
word.
dig through the crates.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of the questions that people were asking, we kind of already touched base on. Well, here's one I like to ask: what's a good memory that you have from graffiti? You know, I mean, because obviously we talk about chase stuff, but what's a time that you were, you know, hanging out with your friends or you know, painting a piece or whatever it might be, and you look back at it and you were like, yo, this was something like a core memory, something memorable that really like you'll take away with you forever?
I would say, you know, every time that I paint with the homies is honestly memorable. And, you know, that's why, like, I am so caught, like, you know, my mind's always racing and I'm trying to like come up with something new all the time. So it's like I'm leaving those memories on a wall for then people to see and kind of like interpret in their own way. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
just being able to like create something that I truly fuck with and paint it on a wall and then have that for people to see, you know, feel like is like very memorable. So I'm like constantly creating memories that I'll look back on and be like, damn, like that's dope. Like,
So you can, like, when you look at those pieces, you can kind of remember where you were at in life and
yeah, exactly.
what was going on at the time.
Yeah, and just like taking, you know, certain aspects of my life, you know, whether that be like I just got out of a crazy relationship or fucking, you know what I mean? Like making something like kind of like almost like a theatrical piece where it's like themed on something and then painting that so I could like document where I was at in that point in my life, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And
fucking
then-
sick.
And then also people will look at that and they're like, you know, they could take from that and be like, oh, damn, like, that relates to me a lot, too. In this way, you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
you know, so I feel like I'm constantly working on making things memorable, you know, every time I paint.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for sure, your name definitely holds its stature in the Bay Area, you know, with the amount of work that you're doing, the styles that you're pushing. A lot of things that you do are fairly memorable.
Yeah. And that's like, you know, one of the things, too, that, like, I fuck with is, you know, growing up and, you know, being, like, a nerd and, like, watching all these, like, anime shows, fucking sci-fi documentaries. Like, I'm, like, obsessed with the fucking Matrix and, like, you know.
Like the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Like how deep are you into it?
I've watched every single movie, like,
Yeah.
multiple times. I like.
Do you ever
own
play
the
the video games?
Animatrix. I'm not really like a video gamer though.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
I never really like got into video games. Like I still have like a Sega Genesis with like
Fire.
Sonic the Hedgehog and like Mortal Kombat. Like,
Absolutely. That's standard. You should have that.
That's like my shit. You know what I mean? Like
You been into fighting games? So I will say this because I am 100% with you on the Matrix. My dad was like I don't talk to my dad, but like my dad was kind of a gatekeeper about certain shit, and he was just like, "You're too young for the Matrix," and I was just like, "All right." And so later on, I was like, I had a hard on to see this movie.
yeah.
So when I finally saw it, I was like blown away by like the graphics and how sick everything was, and like the underlying messages and whatnot. I got really into it, and so when Matrix Reloaded came out, the Wachowski brothers released Into the Matrix on PS2. And so while the movie is happening on Matrix Reloaded, Ghost and what's Jada Pinkett Smith's character? It starts with an N. Naomi. That's right. Morpheus's little side piece.
Yeah.
Well, that was like his main chick for a minute, right? And so Naomi and Ghost, you play as them in the game. And everything that you're playing in the game is literally happening in the movie. So it's two parallels. So it's not actually like, oh, we just made a Matrix game. It was completely embedded into it. So when Morpheus is fighting one of the agents on 101 and he's got the katana blade and he's beating the shit out of him and the agent punches him and he falls back and Naomi picks him up on the Challenger, your whole fucking mission prior to that was riding the Challenger and fucking fighting agents and shit like that, trying to get to Morpheus to end the mission.
Yeah.
So it's fucking many, like the parallels of that, dude. So I mean, you could actually see it from here. I got Path of Neo right there. Like, bro, don't get me started on some Matrix shit. Like,
Yeah,
that makes sense with a lot of your science shit, like a little
Yeah, that
science
shit-
fiction and all that.
That's why I'm like always putting like the fucking binary code in my shit too.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I hella fuck with that shit.
that's sick. What's the top anime?
Well, I already said
Samurai Champloo. That's right. Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
one of my favorite.
for sure.
Man, put on the spot like that, it's pretty
Yeah, I know it's pretty hard, man.
pretty hard.
That's sick though. That like,
You know, I fuck with Death Note.
oh, okay.
Hella fuck with Death Note.
How heartbroken were you for the live action remake?
Oh God, don't even want to get into it.
Oh man, it was so good, dude. Like Death Note is, you know, really just quality writing. I mean, the parallels between fucking Light Yagami and L is just such a fucking twister.
Yeah.
And then for them to come out with that live action bullshit, it was like, bro, y'all got me fucked up.
Yeah, but I fuck with like Full Metal Alchemist too.
Oh, for sure, dude. Shout out Alphonse.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yep. Oh man, fucking Botan, a baddie. That's my waifu right there, blood. You got me fucked up, Botan, the goat.
Yeah, but it's just taking shit like that and putting it into my art and fucking being able to do like whatever I want to do and
yeah. We gotta rock a Samurai Champloo production.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking with it,
dude. Yeah, my lady's really into anime, and she's really good at always like recreating anime characters. And we're always like, "What's the next one? What's the next one?" We did a Yu Yu Hakusho with Urameshi in Hawaii, and I was like, actually, I just used it in the most recent meme with Andrew Tate. I don't know if you saw that one, but he's like talking about some weird shit. The meme was supposed to be like when all the homies are busy, and then you end up painting with the one weird dude, and he's talking about some crazy shit about fighting off some terrorists and be all Rambo and killing a bunch of people. I don't know. It was hella stupid, but that piece is in the back. I don't know. I always use my pieces as the memes because I don't want to like steal from anyone else's shit. I'm like, well, I can just make myself look stupid. It's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like really burning anyone on that one. But yeah, anime is a shit, man. One of the questions I always like to ask people is, with the knowledge that you have right now, the experiences that you've done, what would you tell yourself? What would you tell your 18-year-old self right as you're becoming an adult? What advice would you give yourself?
I would just say fucking stack as much money as you fucking can. Get a fucking good job. Like, go to school and shit. Like, one of the things I didn't do, and like I'm not like dogging myself on it, but like I dropped out of college.
Okay.
When I was like, in the first year of college.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I wish I would have just like stuck to it, and got like a degree and all that shit. Because at the end of the day, it's like I love learning and I love knowledge, so it's like using that to like your benefit. I feel like is really key and essential in life.
Constantly pushing yourself to learn and take in information.
Yeah, just learn, take in information. And it never like changes who you are, and like don't let anybody like tell you that like being a nerd isn't all right,
That's sick.
Because it's like you can still be a nerd, fucking defend yourself, fucking stick up for what you believe in.
I mean, you're definitely the toughest nerd I've ever met. Like, I mean, in comparison to like like at least your interests and your hobbies are what you're telling me and shit. But then like obviously. Everyone, I'm like, oh yeah, let's ask some Gkode questions. I'm like, whoa, what happened with this fool? What happened with that fool?
Yeah,
it's pretty
because,
funny.
Like all people like, focus on. They don't like focus on like the fucking personal shit where you're like,
yeah,
what do you like?
Yeah. No, I feel it.
What do you actually care about?
Yeah, and that's kind of why I really like this podcast, because we can delve into these things, because there's always a huge mystery, Actually, fucking I always bring up my nephew all the time, but you hit his black book on Bart.
Oh damn, no way.
Yeah, he was like, yo, check this out. I met Gkode. He's fucking super chill. He's hella mellow, dude. I was like really excited, and I was like, really? And he sent me a picture and shit like that. You did like a throwy on in his black book and shit. He was like, yeah, it was hella random. He just seen me. He's like, what's up? Let me hit that shit.
Yeah, it's hella funny. I actually remember that very vividly.
Oh really?
But yeah, I mean that's shit that I love too. Is like just seeing kids out here like thirsty for fucking graffiti. Because I was like watching these kids the whole time. I didn't like say anything at first because I was just like watching them like scope out everything on the BART, and then like
you just knew, right?
When we were under the tunnel, I was like, let me hit that shit, fool. Like, I write too, I swear.
I swear. And then
they're all like watching like me like do like my thing, and they're just like, what the fuck? Like,
so
no
sick.
way.
Yeah, man, fucking yeah. Because he told me, he was like, dude, I would have never thought that was Gkode. That was so cutty. And I was like, that's sick, dude. And like, yeah, I mean, I got a 228 here. I'm for sure gonna bug you to smack a 228 for me. That's like the one thing I actually recently started collecting. I was never really like I never cared to really collect people's shit, but then I don't know. Recently, I just randomly started getting hella people give me 228s, and I was just like, you know what, I like it, you know. And I mean, obviously, you can see I got, you know, Smokey fucking framed up on that one.
Yeah.
You know, that's like a prized possession. Dude was always fucking cool. Probably one of the coolest people ever.
Yeah, fucking hella funny.
Yeah. Yeah, the good times though. Yeah, my nephew was super fucking pumped off of that. I'm always embarrassing him on this podcast. But I like hanging out with him, man, because he keeps, you know, I feel like he keeps me young.
Yeah,
it's like one of those things, like these kids are just so eager. And like, I still am too. But like at 37, one of the biggest problems, at least for me, is everyone's old. All my friends are fucking old. They all got kids. They're all married. You know, I mean, I'm married too, but like, I'm just saying, like, it's, you know, everyone settles, and I'm like, yo, you trying to paint this weekend? You trying to do this? Yo, let's get this spot. Hey, I've been scoping this spot out. Hey, I just fucking lurked this. And they're like, yeah, you know, like my one boy, he hit me, and he was like, yo, he hit me a month ago. He's like, August 6th. Can you make? I'm like, bro, I don't even fucking plan like, you know, this
like,
weekend, like
for fucking lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to like mark my calendar to remember, and I still have to set up like 3 different alarms to even remind me that that's even in my calendar for me to go paint with him. But with him, I'm just like, I can hit him on a whim and be like, yo, you want to go paint? He's like, yeah, I got bucket paint. I just racked some tall boys. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
all right, sick. Well, you know, you got a white, you got the highlight, I got this.
Yep, put it all together.
Yeah, so that's one thing, you know, hanging out with those kids is always really exciting and shit. And also just seeing, like, you know, themselves push themselves. Like, you know, I just recently put shout out Mayor into my crew, Key Crew, and that kid's fucking getting it and pushing himself. It's really excited seeing his styles, and I'm just like, dude, he gets me fucking pumped. I'm like, yeah, I want to start sketching. I'm like, these kids are fucking 16, and then I'm over here getting hyped off of them. You know? Versus these old dudes that just want to fucking smoke meats. You know, drink beer in their backyard and not do shit. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm trying to be out here. You know?
Yeah, get the fucking portable grill and go to the goddamn yard or something.
Yeah. But, you know, that fucking was like pulling teeth with some of these guys. And I'm just like, nah, it's all right.
I already know.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather just go get a fucking deli sandwich and go hang out by myself in a tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Racking Olipop on the way out. That's my new shit, yo. I just fucking put a couple homies on. I was like, bro, you don't fuck with the Olipops? It's my shit. It's fucking green tea extract, 32% fiber for my old ass. You know? It's the shit.
Hit the Olipop. I gotta check that out. Shit.
Bro, I'm telling everyone, dude. The vintage cola, smack. Oh, have you traveled internationally?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where have you been to?
I've been like all over Europe.
Sick.
Been to Mexico.
Painted in those spots?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mexico, did you do the what was that shit called? Bear did like a huge production out there. Were you out there with them?
Oh, the fucking meeting of styles shit or whatever. I didn't do that, but you know, I plan on doing that soon.
Sick.
When I went out there, I was just smacking shit.
Yeah.
I went out there with Sino, and we were just fucking crushing, dude.
Yeah.
Almost every single day, we were just fucking painting until the sun came up.
Mexico's on some hype for sure.
Getting arrested, fucking paying the cops off, like.
Standard.
Yeah, I still got some runner spots out there though.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't buff in Mexico.
Yeah, I fuck with that out there.
Yeah, that's sick. What countries have you been in Europe?
I went to London, Barcelona, Paris, and Lisbon.
Lisbon?
Yeah, Portugal.
How's that?
It was fucking sick.
Really?
Like, out of any of the places that I've been to, I was like, I would want to like live in Lisbon.
Really?
Like, it's hella nice.
Wow.
Like, the food out there is great. The people are like fucking hella friendly, amazing.
Oh, wow. Is there a good scene out there for graffiti?
Yeah, the graffiti scene is pretty cool too.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. How's the graffiti in London?
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I fuck with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a lot. It's kind of like CCTV heavy.
Yeah, I heard it's one of the most watched fucking countries in the world.
Yeah. But you know, there is like a graffiti scene out there.
Yeah.
That full like 10-foot had shit crushed.
10 foot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
I always love those British memes, dude. I'm all about British memes. I think they're fucking hilarious.
yeah, I fuck with London though. London's cool.
Yeah, I want to go eventually.
It kind of like reminded me of like New York.
Oh, really?
In a way, yeah.
Okay.
But I fuck with it out there. It's mad fun.
You've been to Asia at all?
I haven't yet, but I'm
Yeah.
planning on going to the Philippines and Japan.
Sick. Yeah, let me know. I'll give you some
later this
contacts for
year.
Japan.
Yeah.
I got some homies out there that are fucking super dope. Yeah, sick, dude. How were you? Were you influenced by any of the styles when you were out internationally? Like anything that you took away that you were like, damn, they're doing it live?
Honestly, like in Barcelona, I was like really hyped on just some of the Euro styles, like some of like the European painters I was painting with. Like,
Mm-hmm.
were really really cool, really fucking good at painting.
Yeah.
And I kind of like took part of that with me home. I wanted to go out to Berlin.
Yeah, I hear
Like,
Berlin's sick as fuck.
We just put this dude Riot in, and he's from Germany.
Riot? Really? In
Yeah.
BTR?
Yeah, we put him in BTR.
Dude, that's sick. Riot's fucking...
Yeah, Riot is fucking ill, man. That
Yeah.
fool's a legend.
Yeah, for sure. That's really cool.
So I want to go out there and like visit him because like I hella fuck with his style and just like the way that he paints, and I kind of want to like
Yeah.
take like a crew trip or some shit out there to go link up with him and paint.
Wow, that's a really good addition to BTR.
Yeah, that feels sick.
I've been a fan of Riot's for a while. I know exactly what you're talking about. His style's so sick, so progressive. His letters are funky as fuck.
Yeah, super funky.
Dude, that's cool. That's cool that like this BTR started in
It started in Denver.
Denver. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember fucking Swerve was telling me about going to Colorado and meeting up with Bear back in the day. That's crazy that like a crew that started in Denver is, you got fucking people in Germany, international. It's always so cool to see like the smaller origins into like grander, bigger picture.
Yeah, it goes worldwide.
Yeah, that's fucking ill, dude.
Now it's just time to like spread it all over the world. I got like that's what's the cool thing about like Instagram. Like it is kind of like whack sometimes, but at the same time, it's like I've got to like contact people all over the world, and got to like do that whole thing. Like some internet pen pal type shit.
Yeah, I mean, fucking. The only reason I've been able to write in other countries is solely because of Instagram.
Yeah, so that's cool too, and like being like, good at art and kind of like more progressive with my art and graffiti.
Yeah.
A lot of people that I like grew up looking up to, like want to like paint with me and fuck with me and my shit. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm all
That's
for
sick.
it,
Yeah, that's fucking tight, man. One of the questions is, let's see here. Outside of writing, what's a hobby you like to do?
I like rock climbing.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
Dude, you got some upper body strength.
Yeah.
That shit is no joke. My fat ass ain't doing that anytime soon.
Yeah, I fuck with rock climbing, any sort of rock climbing.
Yeah?
Yeah, lead climbing.
I was going to say,
rope.
Utah's got a really big national park, right?
Yeah, Utah's got fucking
Is it
hell
Zion?
of Zion.
Okay, yeah.
Arches.
Yeah.
There's mad national parks in Utah. Like fucking
Yeah.
Utah, besides like the Mormons and shit, is like literally one of like the most
I was
beautiful fucking.
That is actually something I wanted to
states,
ask
like,
you.
that
How is that?
That shit's whack, bro. Like I don't fuck with it at all. Like
Yeah.
I don't. I'm like a free thinker. I don't really like fuck with religion. that
Yeah,
heavy.
right. Yeah.
But like, how are you gonna like follow this religion that's like as old as some of the people in it? Like that shit just doesn't even make sense to me.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
I hear you, bro. I fucking Mormons have fucking
And then they're all like bashing like gay people, bashing like fucking black people, all sorts of shit. I'm like, dude, these fools are whack as fuck, bro. Like you're fucking.
yeah. Don't get me started on that, man. Because Mormons have done pretty crazy fucking numbers in Guatemala, and so a lot of my family members are Mormon, and I'm just like, yo, you got me.
Yeah, and they're just
up.
like going door to door, like.
Yeah, little missions or whatever. Fucking yeah. I worked for DirecTV years ago, and I was hooking up this service for a girl. You know, I was over the phone or whatever, and she was just. I was like, "What do you do?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm a stripper." And I'm like, "Oh, that's tight. In Utah, huh?" Like, you got a lot of Mormon clients and shit. And she's like, "Dude, it's so crazy out here. Like, I can't actually be naked. My nipples are covered, and like, no man is legally allowed to be within 4 feet from me." And I was like, damn, that seems like a fire ass job when like you don't really gotta strip, you just, no one has to touch you, no disgusting man, and you're getting paid. Like, that's pretty cool. And she's like, yeah, except the beer is fucking whack out here. And I was like, oh, all right.
That was one thing too, like the beer was
it's like weaker, right, percentage wise or whatever.
Percentage of the beer is lower, but I don't even drink. I'm going on 3 years sober, so.
Oh, congrats, man. Congrats.
I don't drink anymore.
Word.
So now I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, fucking Utah. It's a trip, dude. Oh, and then the other question I had was... Shit, where'd it go? Did I click out of it? Oh, yeah. With, obviously, the reality is, you know, definitely on some hyphy shit. And bombing and doing this and that. And obviously we were talking about gunshots earlier. Graffiti can be extremely chaotic at points in times, right? In everyone's life. How do you balance graffiti with your normal life? What are things that you do to like fucking, you know, keep your mind straight?
I don't know. I just like kind of just chill out, take it for what it is, you know?
Sick.
Like, it's like, obviously graffiti is my life and like I value it as so. But it's like, you just gotta like find that balance. I don't know, like, you can't be like sacrificing hella shit, you know what I mean? Like, in your life just goes to shit, you know? You just gotta like take it step by step, you know? Get your priorities straight, you know? Graffiti's always gonna be there. But if like your priorities aren't there, then you're not gonna be there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a really good one. I like that you said that, putting your priorities intact and stuff like that, because graffiti will always be there. Yeah. And I think sometimes a lot of people, I mean, it's been said time and time again, right? Graffiti is a marathon, not a race. And I think sometimes people forget that just because you step away from something doesn't mean that it's not always there and you can't start back up, or not even start back up, but just keep it pushing if you don't paint for a couple months or whatever. And so it's like graffiti will always be there. And for sure, it's one of those things, like, if you trip out on it, just take a dip, like you said, chill out for a second.
Yeah,
it's gonna be there, and you can come back to it, you know, with a clearer mind.
Yeah, and it's like, maybe like take a step back, you know, do some art, do some fucking thing that you care about, do like something climb, different, go fucking on a hike, you know,
go climb. Like, yeah, you're sick.
I got dogs and shit too, so I'm like fucking hella dog dad, like, yeah. Those fools are like my little children and shit, you know.
How many dogs do you have?
I got 2.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, I got like a 9-year-old pit bull and a 3-year-old French bulldog.
Oh, sick. Frenchies?
Yeah.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah, little shitheads.
They're like
especially so my dog. Like, this full Biscuit is like a fucking maniac.
Shout out to homie Biscuit.
Yeah, shout out to Biscuit. Shout out to Nala.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that's fire, man. Well, shit, dude, out of all the questions that I normally ask and stuff like that, I'm out, and I also have no more user-submitted questions other than beef shit, but I don't want to touch base on that. So, anything else that you'd like to add on to the podcast?
Shouts out to the real ones. Shouts out to all the homies. You know who you are. Shout out BTR. We out.
Gang. So at the end of the podcast, I always do just like, you know, how to find people and shit like that. Did you want to put your information out at all, or I don't know if you have like a crazy obscure website or just your Instagram or?
Nope. You know why I'm here.
Bet. So you can find them when you find them. If you don't, whatever.
Yep. At Beast Mode. shout out Marshawn Lynch.
You ever met him?
Fucking goat. No. Never met him. I fucking love to meet Marshawn Lynch though. That motherfucker is the
goat.
realist out, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, some of the things, the videos that I see when he's just like being just hella hood and like not the appropriate setting is always mad hilarious to me. He's just who he is 100% of the time, and that shit is comedy.
Yep, take life advice from Marshawn Lynch. Just be who you are. You know why I'm here, so I won't get fined.
Bet. If you don't already follow me and you're coming off of a search, I am at Bay Area Graffiti. That's Bay_area_graffiti. My personal graffiti is at What's Your Name, but name is spelled Naym, which is just mine backwards. Other than that, fucking, I'll put links or everything like that on the profile so you guys can click for whatever you need to find. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming today and hanging out with me and talking and saying some funny stories and shit, talking about anime. That's for me. I'm a big ass nerd, so like I always love talking about anime. And I mean, I could dwell into it way deeper, but I also understand that it's, well, it's more mainstream nowadays. But regardless, in the graffiti world, I don't know, based on all the people that I've spoken with, it's like a very, very small subculture of graffiti anime fans. So, I'm not going to bore people with more graffiti knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
But, here, let me, what are you watching right now for those that are into anime?
Oh, let's see.
And
what
with
am
that
I watching
note,
right now? Oh, God, I'm spacing out.
you got to pull out the Crunchyroll?
Yeah, I'm like, look at my Crunchyroll account.
Yo, yeah, Crunchyroll's fire.
I just like watch so much shit. I'm just like,
Really? You're like one of those people that are just constantly like rotating?
constantly watching shit.
I feel that. I've been trying to revisit a lot. You ever seen those Tubi movie memes?
I feel like I have. I don't know.
Okay, well, there's like this ongoing thing about Tubi movies, and they're just like these terrible like B-rate actors that are just like, it's just really funny. But Tubi has tons of sick ass fucking old school anime on there. And if you're really into old school 90s aesthetic anime, really check out Tubi. Like one that I highly recommend, Fist of the North Star or like Ninja Scroll. Dude, those are fire. And I highly recommend them. Fuck, I was just about to mention the anime that I'm watching right now, but
I was watching Demon Slayer.
Oh, for sure.
Hell's Paradise. I was watching.
That's the one that I was just about to say, dude. That shit is fire.
Hell's Paradise is fire.
Dude. That's literally the one that I couldn't remember. Yeah, my lady's seen the little screenshot. She goes, that looks interesting. Let's check it out. I'm also pumped for Jujutsu Kaisen coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that shit is fire, too. I'm all about fucking a lot of new animes. Like, new anime is great. The animation, the story, the action scenes, killing it.
Yes, I was watching one other one, though. I'm spacing out on.
No, it's all good. You ever into any of the corny cute animes?
I mean, not really. Like
Let me bust you out right now on the podcast.
I like just like hella like action.
Spy X
like
Family.
I did watch Spy Family.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I like the duality of like the little kid being hella cute.
Oh, Chainsaw Man.
Oh, bro, you got me fucked up, dude. Chainsaw Man.
I was watching Chainsaw Man and I was like, I need to do like a Chainsaw Man piece,
dude.
Soon.
Me and my lady did Makima at Three Creeks, dude. Mommy Makima, dude. Now that's waifu right there. She thick AF. I don't give a fuck. Bro, she could torture me all she wants.
Bro, I said, if she a cartoon, I'm a cartoon.
Facts, bro. I'm 2D.
No, Chainsaw Man is sick.
Yeah, for sure.
I like old school animes too, so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you ever watch Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter.
Do you like the 99 version or the newer version?
I like both.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm like a big fan of both, so.
Yeah.
I don't really stray away.
And you mentioned Dragon Ball earlier. Out of all of them, which one's the one?
I think just the OG.
Just the original one when Goku's a kid?
Yeah, Goku's a kid. You watch him grow up, fucking be a fucking badass.
Mm-hmm. Slap Bulma's pussy. That's one of my favorite fucking scenes. Anyone that doesn't understand what I'm saying right now, you're probably not going to watch it. But basically, you know, to give you the short version of that, Goku's an alien. And so when he meets Bulma for the first time, he's like, oh, you don't have a penis like me. And he starts like slapping her pussy to be like, what the fuck is wrong? And I don't know. It's just such a comedic moment. And I've always thought it was mad funny. I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's random, but it's my shit.
It's good.
Yeah. Sick, man. Well, fucking, you know, can't say it enough again. Fucking, you know, now that we've touched base on a lot of things, you know, I really appreciate you coming out, hanging out with me, fucking, you know, telling your story and shit. A lot of people are pumped for this episode. We'll put it out, you know, towards the end of the month and
Hell yeah.
go from there.
Yeah, tag me when it comes out, man.
Yep, I definitely will. Cool. Well, thank you guys for listening, and I will catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
What is this rush thing? What is the rush that you get from it?
The ultimate rush, nothing can beat it, no drugs, no nothing.
Are you the kind of person who goes up on those signs on the freeway?
Yeah, more than anyone.